Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Musalli, we are very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our beloved respected Sheikh from USA, Imam Siraj Wahhaj will be reading and we will speak inshallah main khutbah. Please, we are trying to accommodate Musallis. Outside is raining and inside Darul Ummah is closed, so we can go inside main hall inshallah. Darul Ummah se bitore hall mein namaz padhte hobe inshallah. Open for Muslims inshallah. Class is closed, no students inshallah. আমরা এখন কালেকশন লাগে বিল পেশ করব আপনাদের মধ্যে আমরা রেগুলার প্রোগ্রাম তাফসীর এবং অন্যান্য প্রোগ্রাম সবগুলো এখন সামার টাইম টেবিল কারণে মাগরিবের পর আছে ইনশাআল্লাহ। আজকে মাগরিবের পরে আমার রেগুলার যেটা আমরা তাফসীর উইকলি তাফসীর ইনশাআল্লাহ। Please try to donate generously for Darul Ummah Masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us serenity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our donation. Masjid Allah আমরা কালেকশন বেশি বেশি করে দান করার চেষ্টা করি। আল্লাহ সুবহানাহু ওয়া তাআলা পৌরহত্তর উত্তর রিওয়ার্ড দিতা। আমরা খুব প্রিয় এক ভাই, beloved respected brother Marfat Ali, Deputy Secretary of Dawat Islam. His father passed away in Bangladesh today. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. আরো অনেক দেশে বিদেশে ইন্তেকাল করছেন, আল্লাহ সকলের মাগফিরাত দান করে জান্নাতুল ফিরদাউস নসিব করুন। ফ্যামিলি যারা আছেন তারা ফিরে গেছেন ইসলামের জানি আল্লাহ সুবহানাহু ওয়া তাআলা নসিব করুন ইনশাআল্লাহ। বাকি অ্যানাউন্সমেন্ট খাতিব ফজিলত শেখ কাজী হাশিমুর রহমান।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan for everyone coming and for your patience, and a great welcome and jazakumullah khairan to our Sheikh Imam Siraj for coming all the way from the States last night and joining us as the first masjid today, alhamdulillah, on his visit this time, alhamdulillah. So thank you very much. Just a quick introduction for the Sheikh will be given by our ex-Amir of Dawat al-Islam, Sheikh Abu Sa'id Sahib, inshallah. These events are organized, inshallah, because we're only going to be having about a 25-minute to 30-minute khutbah today with the Sheikh. There are more coming events organized in the LMC, for example, tomorrow by Faith Inspire, this and that one. There are a series of events organized for Sheikh Siraj over the coming days. Keep an eye out for Faith Inspire and their events, inshallah. I'd like to welcome Abu Sa'id Sahib to give a short introduction for the Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh Siraj Wahhaj doesn't require any introduction. He's an international name for the last 20 years in the Islamic arena all over the Muslim world. He is the Imam and director of the mosque called Masjid At-Taqwa. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted the mosque for Taqwa, Masjid al-Ussisa ala Taqwa, min awwali yawmin ahqqu an tarkuma fihi. Alhamdulillah, he is unlike us. He has acquired Iman on his own, and that's why he is by far better spirited with new infusions of Iman and everything, and that's why he is radiating the souls of thousands of Muslims, especially young ones. You can see the young faces today more than the old people, alhamdulillah. And I had the honor, we had invited him in 1995 for Darul Islam annual conference, which was held at Islamic Cultural Center, Regent's Park. And I had the honor to take him to my humble place to sleep and have his lunch and everything. My family still remember him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestow his mercy on him and on us at the same time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله الحمد لله رب العالمين يا الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون إن خير حج حج محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Brothers and sisters, we praise Allah the Almighty. We believe in Him. We trust in Him. Everything He says. The Quran, we believe it, we trust Him. We bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we bear witness He's the messenger of Allah. And the seal of the prophets. وَلَكِنْ لَا نَبِيَّ بَعْدِي. He said, there is no prophet after me. We ask Allah to bless His messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and bless His companions, all of them. Ameen. Amen. Brothers and sisters, last year I was in London, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching CNN News, and Michelle Obama, the wife of Obama, she's speaking. And she said something that had an effect on me. She said, I have seen my husband tested, and I've come to the conclusion that the office of presidency doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are. So today, I'm going to talk about us Muslims and the test that we have. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya khayr al-bariyah, all the best of creation. Addressing our Prophet, all the best of creation. I want to know, how is our Prophet going to respond? You know what he said? Dhaka Ibrahim. That's Abraham. And I thought about that. I want you to take a moment to think about whom the Prophet ﷺ said, Da'watu Abi Ibrahim. I am the dua, I am the supplication of my father Abraham. And by the way, I want to say this to you as a side note. Don't you ever stop making dua. Your Lord said, call upon me and I will answer you. Sometimes Allah is not saying no, sometimes He's saying not now. So you never give up your supplication to Allah. Ibrahim alayhi salat wasalam made that dua thousands of years ago. Lo and behold, our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salat wasalam. Think about the things that Allah talked about Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salat wasalam. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah did take Abraham as a Khalil. This is no small matter. This is major. Allah did take Abraham as a Khalil. And Khalil is not like Sadiq. Sadiq, friend. There's a lot of names in Arabic for friend. But Khalil is something special. So special, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, if I were to take a Khalil other than Allah, it would have been Abu Bakr. So it's something special. Bear witness. According to Quran, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Every soul shall taste of death. We all know that. We'll be resurrected. But we will be resurrected naked. I want you to imagine 100 billion people standing on one plane, all of them naked, being ready to be judged by Allah. And the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, the first one dressed on Yawm al-Qiyamah, Ibrahim. He must be somebody special. If he's going to be the first one dressed, he must be something special. Uswatun Hasanah. The same name that's given to the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, a perfect example, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. One more. There's a televangelist in America named John Hagee. And he was giving a speech, and I was listening to this speech. And he said, I'm going to quote from the Bible, Genesis, the 12th chapter and the 3rd verse. And he went on to say, whoever curses Israel, God will curse. And whoever honors Israel, whoever blesses Israel, God will bless. And I said, I used to be a Christian. I don't remember that. So I'm like this. If you tell me something, I'm going to check it out. So I got the Bible and I turned to Genesis, the 12th chapter and the 3rd verse, and I read it. Are you kidding me? Do you know what it says in Genesis, the 12th chapter and the 3rd verse? It says, Abraham, whoever curses, God will curse. Whoever blesses him, God will bless. And there's not a prayer except the Muslims say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. We mention Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam all the time. I'll give you one more. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, whoever prays one prayer in my masjid is better than 1,000 prayers in any other masjid. Ila al-masjid al-haram, except Masjid Haram, the house that Abraham built. Whoever prays one prayer in Masjid Haram is better than 100,000 prayers in any other masjid. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam must be somebody special. I'm asking myself the question, why all of this for Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam? And I think I found the answer. The answer is in this ayah of the Quran, and see if you agree with me, and then we'll get into the meat of our topic. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. This is it. And when we tested Abraham, he passed every test. Every test. Name them. Willing to sacrifice his own son, all that, go around the world to preach. I remember Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam had a conversation with his wife Sarah. Nobody knew about the conversation except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he revealed it to the Prophet. And listen to what he said, alayhi salatu wasalam. Ya Sarah, laysa ala al-wajhi ardi mu'min ghari wa gharuki. What? Oh Sarah, there's not one believer on the face of the earth other than you and me. Thrown in the fire. Allah ordered the fire to be cool and safety for Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He must be somebody special. Found out last year in Birmingham, Eid prayer in the park, 100,000 Muslims praying Eid prayer. Yet 2 believers on the face of the earth. So what I've come to the conclusion, brothers and sisters, that we are tested every day. I remember when I was in high school when we had a big test. We asked so-and-so, how'd you do on the test? He said, oh, I did great. I did good. What mark did you get? I got 65. 65 in those days is passing. So this person was ecstatic that they got a 65. So there's another student and his face is, he's like sad and what's the matter? Test. What did you get on your test? I got 99. And even though he got 99, he wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. So then people ask themselves the question, how was I tested? How did I do? Some people have high standards than others. Summa cum laude. In the graduation, they say, with the highest of honors. So, we have a choice. A man came to the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. He wanted to learn about Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Khamsa salawat, 5 prayers a day. Qala, halalayya gairuhunna, is anything more than the 5 prayers? Qala la ilan tatawwa. No. Except what is extra. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned Siyam. Qala halalayya gairuhu, is anything more than this fast for Ramadan? Qala la illa an tatawwa. No, except what is extra. You have to fast Ramadan. 6 days of Shawwal, it's a sunnah. You want to fast on Mondays and Thursdays? Good, it's a sunnah. If you want to fast the fast of Dawood every other day, good, but you don't have to do it. You have to do Shahr Ramadan. And then the Prophet ﷺ said zakat. Qala halalayya ghayruha, is anything more than that? Qala la illa an tatawwa. The Prophet said, no, except what is extra. The man turned around and said, Wallahi la azidu ala hadha wa la anqusu minhu. I swear by Allah, I will neither decrease it nor decrease or increase it. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, aflaha in sadaqah. He was going to be successful if he's telling the truth. Some people, they just want to get by. And then there are other people who want to get to the highest level. No wonder Allah said, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Blessed be in him in whose hand is the dominion of the heavens and the earth. He created death and life to test you. It's a test. Test you who's best in conduct. That's what it's all about. You are here to be tested by Allah until you die. And where you will be in Yom Al-Qiyamah based upon how we do without test. Last year, Kansas City, a 70-year-old man goes into a bank and hands the teller a note saying, I have a gun. Put money in the bag. And the teller put about $3,000 in the bag, and the man, 70 years old, Kansas City, takes the money in the bag, but instead of walking out of the bank, he goes to the lobby of the bank and sits down. A few minutes later, the police come. And of course the police is going to come because the police station is only half a block from the bank. And so when the police come, this 70-year-old man hands him the bag and saying, I'm the one you're looking for. He had no gun. Gave the money. So he stood in front of the judge. And the judge said, why you do that? He said, Your Honor, I would rather spend one night in jail. I'd rather go to jail than spend one night with my wife. This is a true story, by the way. He just got sentenced recently. And you know, whenever the judge gives a sentence, it should be equal to the crime. So the judge sentenced him with 6 months home confinement. I'll tell you the truth. For the record, him and his wife reconciled. Test. There is in Tampa, Florida, a friend of mine, Imam. He's had every kind of test, health test you can imagine. He has had brain tumor, heart attack, cancer, high blood pressure. He's on dialysis. He's in a wheelchair. And his wife, may Allah bless her, takes care of that Imam. I've seen her pick her husband up and put in a car. She takes care of him. Unbelievable testing. Some of us will be tested with our loved ones, our parents. I've seen Muslims have parents with Alzheimer's disease, and they take the parent in and they take care of them. While others, they simply, send their parents away. There was a brother, a Muslim, the very day that he learned that his wife had been diagnosed with breast cancer, the very day he found out, he left her. And you want to hear irony? The irony is that she recovered and he died. We're tested. There's a brother in the hospital, was in hospital in Brooklyn. He's since died. Brother Sharif, I used to go visit him. Distance from the masjid. And when I left the hospital, it was one of those Muslim halal carts. They sell food. And so I asked the man, I said, brother, is all of this food halal? He don't know me, he don't know Imam Siraj. I'm just a guy, a Muslim, gave him salams. And he said, no, not all of it. He said, you can't eat that, this or that, but you can eat this. And I appreciate it, because he could have told me it's all halal. And I would have believed him based on his words. So brothers and sisters, we are tested. We are tested every day. The question is, are you going to pass the test? When I travel, I go all over the world, I go all over America. Ask the people who take me to my hotel. One of the first questions I ask, what's the direction of the Qibla? Where's the Qibla? Where's the house that Abraham built? Alayhi salatu wa salam, so that I can make my prayer. Prayer is a test for some people. Do you know that sometimes in the Quran, the people in the Jannah will talk to the people in the hellfire? Hadith, I give you one example. The people in Jannah will look down at the people in the hellfire and say, Masarqatun fi saqar. What has gotten you into the hellfire? You want to know why are you in the hellfire? Qalu lam nakum min al-musallin. You're not those who used to make salah. They ain't talking about kafirs. They're talking about Muslims who ain't making prayer. How you not make prayer? Who you think you are? Allah the Almighty ordered us to pray 5 times a day. You make prayer 5 times a day. That's it. Oh my God, give 5 o'clock in the morning. So what? Slaves of Allah, 5 a day, not 4, not 3, not 1, 5 prayers a day because Allah, He commands it. So brothers and sisters, we're tested. We're tested every day, and we ask Allah the Almighty to help us to pass the test. Alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Brothers and sisters, I want to conclude this khutbah and give you something to think about. I had a relative in Atlanta, Georgia, who called me and told me that the doctor said that they are going blind. So I went to Atlanta, Georgia to help my relative to cope being blind. I took them to one of those group sessions with blind people, and it was very good for them. Meanwhile, and I'm telling them how to do it, what you should do now, if you're going to go blind, this is the new life, trying to help them to cope with being blind. At the same time, I made dua, and I visited who was the best doctor, ophthalmologist in Atlanta. Ophthalmologists, they tested them, and he said, I think I can help them. And they gave her, medication and stuff like that. The long story short, I don't know if you know about eye pressure. Eye pressure was something like 36. That's crazy high. Supposed to be like 15. Pressure went down to 15. And she said to the doctor, but the other doctor said that I will go blind. He said, had your pressure remained like that, you would have gone blind. So alhamdulillah, they see now, they see fine, alhamdulillah. Dua and action. But sometimes, maybe Allah decrees for us to be blind. The good news is that the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, anyone Allah tests with these two beloved things, meaning the eyesight, and they become blind, Allah substitute them with Al-Jannah. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient because part of the Iman is to accept the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He asks the angels, and remember, whenever Allah asks a question, He don't ask the question because He don't know the answer. He asks the question to teach us. Allah asks the angels, did you take the flower of my beloved servant, the apple of the eye? Yaquluna, they say, yes, na'am, ya Rabb. Then Allah asks the question, ماذا قال عبدي? ماذا قال عبدي? What did my servant say? When you took that child from that beloved child, what did my servant say? يقولون حميدك واسترجع. They praised you, Allah, and they said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Allah said, Ibnahu bi baytin fil jannah wa sammahu bayt al-hamd. Build for my slave a house in paradise and call it the house of praise. You see, you're going to be tested. Yeah, every day. The money that you get, it's a test. Every nation is tested, and the test of my ummah is money. Money. You got extra money. Allah knows how much money you have. Here's a prince. He goes to England and he buys a painting and spends $450 million for a painting, and a painting of Jesus. You have to answer to Allah for that. You can't find something better to do with $450 million. I know people all over the world. People don't even have drinks. I was in Kenya and visited some wells that we built for the people of Kenya. And people came out and, we pumped the well for them. Went to visit the orphanage. I went into a house of orphans. And they invited us to their houses. And their houses, like, a little space. Every one of the houses have a bed. Some of them have a bed and a chair. That's the house. I said, where's the bathroom? There's no bathroom. Use the community bathroom. Where's the kitchen? There ain't no kitchen. Here we are, UK, comfortable. You want water? Turn on the faucet. Go into the refrigerator. Go to the store. But these people had to go miles to just collect water. In some places they use less than 10 liters of water a day. Not just to drink, to wash their clothes and to wash their bodies. Look how blessed we are. So sometimes you're tested with wealth. Sometimes you're tested with poverty. What you gonna do? So you're poor. So what? Man in Japan, close to 100 years old, I think, have no income, live in a house. He collects bottles every day and he sells the bottles to get money to feed himself. And you know what? He couldn't take it no more and he killed himself, committed suicide. Someone once said that suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. I don't care how bad things are, never take your life. I don't care how difficult things may be. Sometimes you lose your job, Allah give you something better. But you gotta be patient. So brothers and sisters, I conclude this khutbah just to remind you, you're gonna be tested. Before the day is over, you'll be tested. My young brothers, I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow, I think, in one of the talks. But most of you, one of your greatest tests are women. Really? Serious. It's women. The Prophet said, peace and blessings be upon him. I have not left the trial more difficult for the man than the woman. But you know what? You can pass the test. And the more you train your taqwa muscles, the stronger they become. Try this. Whenever you see an attractive woman, don't look. Turn away. It's a test. And that means if you turn it on the TV watching the news, they're going to come. You can keep on looking or you can turn away. You can drive your car and you can see. You can look or you can turn away. You look at the newspapers, the magazines, you're going to see it there. Are you going to look or you're going to turn away? And you know what? Nobody knows except Allah. I'm in my office and I read this ayat, I'm almost finished. I read this ayat in Quran. وَمَا تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. And not a leaf falls except Allah knows it. And I'm saying, what? I did some research and found out that there on the earth 3 trillion trees. Some trees have as many as 350,000 leaves. You mean to tell me Allah knows every leaf? And so I go out of my office and I walk toward the east, going to get my newspapers, and I'm quoting the ayat, and I'm looking on the ground. There's not a leaf that falls except Allah knows it. And I see thousands of leaves on it. If Allah knows every leaf, He knows every glance we take. How long the glance? He knows. When we develop our relationship with Allah with taqwa and fear, you will see we get stronger and stronger and it becomes automatic. We ain't looking. I refuse to be a slave of anyone except Allah. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to succumb to drugs and alcohol and women and men. I am Abdullah, the slave of Allah. This is the way we have to be. We ask Allah the Almighty to strengthen our iman. We ask Allah the Almighty to tie the hearts of the believers together. We ask Allah the Almighty to help His slaves in Syria. Help those Muslims in Palestine. Muslims in Afghanistan, the Muslims in Iraq, the Muslims all over the world. We ask Allah the Almighty to help those Muslims in Somalia and in Sudan. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أطعنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واغفر عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا اعتدلوا واستقيموا تراصوا. Please make sure your lines are straight gaps in between. خطر شغل خالي زقر نازنين. Make sure mobile phones are switched off or on silent. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون نزلا من غفور رحيم ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين ولا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Inshallah, just a couple of announcements as you leave. Inshallah, Sheikh Imam Siraj will be leading a talk tomorrow in the in the LMC ground floor from 5:30 p.m. till 9 p.m. And also another event on the 1st of April, which is a Sunday, arranged by Iqra International, also by Sheikh Imam Siraj Wahhaj. Jazakumullah khairan for everyone visiting today. Jazakumullah khairan to our beloved Sheikh Siraj Wahhaj for his beautiful khutbah. May Allah accept from all of us. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম রহমতুল্লাহ। মুসাল্লিন, আগামীকালকে আমাদের শেষ শনিবারের যে প্রোগ্রাম হয়ে থাকে তাজকিয়াতুন নফস, এই প্রোগ্রাম হবে ইনশাআল্লাহ। প্রোগ্রাম উইল স্টার্ট ফ্রম স্ট্রেট আফটার মাগরিব। সামার টাইমগুলোর কারণে আগামীকালকে কিয়ামুলের প্রোগ্রাম ইনশাআল্লাহ মাগরিবের পর থেকে শুরু হচ্ছে। গুরুত্বপূর্ণ টপিকে আলোচনা হবে, আমরা অংশগ্রহণ করার চেষ্টা করব। After remaining prayer, we'll have one Aqd Nikah program. If you have time, please join us. Jazakumullah.
No.